Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Beyond Eden. Last time we sort of forced Joshua into servicing us. It was a little bit creepy. Dry Joshua? Why is he so wet? He didn't just come off of servicing us. That's not why he's wet. But he did get very wet from servicing us. But I think he was out in the rain trying to help Edward. No, not Edward. He was out in the rain trying to help Jeremy because Jeremy was being a stupid little brat out there in the rain. Whatever. Anyway, ignore Joshua, go back to his room. Wait, go back to Joshua's room? Let's try Joshua. Let's ignore him, then go back to his room and do more things to him? Is that what that other choice was suggesting? Alex grabbed one of the towels prepared for Jeremy. Aww. I thought you stayed inside. I had to look for him. How can I not? He's still outside. Oh my god, it's like... I forget every time that this freezes the game. But I need my screenshots. Okay, well that one didn't take that long. Usually it actually totally freezes the game. I didn't even have to edit out the video. I didn't have to edit out the 1 minute of waiting out of the video this time. Is that your idea of brotherly love? Sharing the misery of being drenched by the rain and catching cold? Bruh, he just went out to look for his brother. Like, what are you even talking about? Okay, well, let's begin interactive mode. Maybe we can figure out this, this apparently very confusing familial bond from Joshua that Alex just can't seem to understand. Joshua remains silent as Alex mops his hair dry. Can we hear him sigh again? Alright, well, good talk. Droplets of rainwater trickle off his trench coat. Yeah, I can see that even. Yeah, I know, I see that. I see that. I see it. Okay, is that all it's gonna say? I literally can see that. Alright, I don't think there's anything to look at for Alex, so... Alright, well I think we're done here. Alex used the towel to dry off Joshua's hair and clothes. It's not your fault. Jeremy should have been mindful of his status. He should learn that a master's rash actions cause great trouble to the servants. No, he has done nothing wrong. I'm the only one with a problem here. His reply was cruel as he moved out of Alex's arms. Did you hear that little skipping? A little bit of stutter? I heard that. No. Oh, just one. Alright, whatever. Next morning, Jeremy looked visibly unwell and pale. Morris took the boy to his room, remarking that he should stay in bed. Whose bed? Morris? Joshua's face was grim. He left the morning room, barely finishing his meal. It was clear that he was deeply concerned for Jeremy. No, well, okay, fine. I guess we'll have another little intermission card already. Alex met Joshua again after a day and a half had passed. How is Jeremy? He's not faring any better. The fever is very high, just like last autumn. Father's attending to him now. What's wrong with him? Like, beyond just having a fever right now. And so were you, Joshua. Do not overstrain yourself. You may fall ill at this pace. You did not even have lunch today, did you? Come, I will call for some sandwich and... Oh, I heard a little bit of a stutter again on that sound effect. Oh. What is it? I'm afraid I brought the medicine bottle in my pocket. I must take it back to Father. You should ask a servant. Joshua shook his head and rose from his seat. Alex followed suit. Joshua glanced back but did not tell him to come. Moments later, Joshua was about to open the door to Jeremy's room when it opened a little with a creak, having not been shut properly. The Baron was kneeling on the floor, his hands on the bed and clasped in prayer. He seemed like a completely different man, praying by the foot of his sleeping son.
남장님이 기도를 하는 건 처음 보는군.
The Baron did go to church every week, but it was merely not to be shunned by society. When he was young, he used to speak reproachfully of the worthlessness of prayers. Yet now there was the Baron praying so attentively that he did not hear the door open.
그런데 말이야, 조슈아.
He was also a bit slimmer back then. He got fat. Alex reached out and pulled Joshua into his arms. What? Okay.
네가 같은 상황이었어도 남장님은 똑같이 해주셨을까?
This is weird. We're doing this in the crack of the door, right? So like, well, here we go freezing the game, but like, so he can, the Baron could see us right now, right? This would be a little bit weird. Hey, it's not freezing today. That's kind of crazy.
응? 어떻게 생각해?
Like, how would we explain this facial caressing and Joshua's really weird blushing? Why are you blushing so hard?
이 정도는 대답해 줄 수 있잖아.
아버지는 제레미 외 누구에게도 저런 건 하지 않으실 거야.
Are you really going to be jealous of like an 8-year-old? Joshua's eyes were filled with sadness. He seemed to recall the days of long and painful rehabilitation after the cruel diagnosis he received at the tender age of 9. Can they finally explain exactly how he got injured? Because they haven't done that yet. I mean, I figure somehow the Baron did it, but...
지겹지 않아? 애정을 기대하는 것도 질투하는 것도. 물론 아버지의 애정을 네가 되찾진 못하겠지. 하지만 적어도 이런 꼴은 안 보고 살아도 되잖아.
Is it sleeping with him? Oh, is it killing him? Oh, okay. Either or. It's like, whatever.
게다가 저희는 아직 세상의 더러움을 몰라. 고통도 증오도 모르는 착한 아이지. 지금 죽는다면 분명 천국에 갈 수 있을 거야.
Alex took the bottle... Oh, so don't kill the Baron, kill Jeremy. Okay, that's something. Alex took the bottle out of his pocket, but Joshua responded coldly.
있을지 없을지도 모르는 내세를 위해 사람을 죽이라고. 극단적인 이론인걸?
Did you just slap him? Okay. That's not the sound you make when you shake someone's hand off of you, but fine, that was a slapping noise. Joshua shook off Alex's grasp and opened the door. Hey Baron, what's up? The Baron was just getting back to his feet, having just finished his prayer.
웬일이냐?
조슈아가 약을 가지고 왔다는군요.
그래, 마침 잘 됐구나. 잠깐 제레미 곁에 있어줬으면 좋겠는데.
아버지는요?
The Baron made no reply but simply passed by them. Alright, bye. Now Alex and Joshua were left to themselves with Jeremy sleeping before them.
잘 됐네. 서로의 기회 아니야?
끔찍한 소리 좀 하지 마.
Dude, what'd I do? Stop moaning in bed.
형,
Jeremy's face was flushed from the fever, and his voice sounded listless.
날 만나러 와준 거야?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, it's whatever.
그래.
미안해. 내가 잘못했어.
Oh, that's the understatement of the year, little boy.
넌 잘못한 거 없어.
Nah, you went out alone in the rain.
다행이다. 날 미워하는 게 아니구나.
You're done already?
형은 날 미워하는 줄 알았어.
Oh, he does. He does, honey.
오래전부터. 다행이야.
Jeremy shut his eyes and fell fast asleep. His expression clearly seemed more peaceful than before. In contrast, Joshua looked upon his brother with a face so stiff and emotionless that he could have an iron mask. Eventually, he reached out and rang the bell by the bedside.
뭐 필요한 거라도 있나?
Joshua did not reply. When a servant arrived, Joshua instructed her to stay with Jeremy, then quickly left the room. Alex followed him outside. Alex reflected on what he witnessed as he walked with Joshua. Jeremy seemed to be a happy and content boy, dearly loved by his family and servants. Yet even he had his worries and concerns. The boy must have vaguely realized how his second oldest brother perceived him long before he was slapped. The relationship was a messy entanglement, almost impossible to unravel. No, it's not. You could just be like, you could literally just be honest and be like, I'm kind of jealous of you because Dad seems to love you more. I mean, it'd be a little bit shocking to Jeremy, but like, it would kind of be like, oh, that's why. And neither of them knew where to start. You literally 10 seconds. 10 seconds is all
그
it
애를
takes.
미워하는구나.
It'd be a little bit awkward to say it, but, you know, it would be the easiest way to get it out there. Why am I reading that?
새삼스럽군. 날 계속 부추겨온 주제에.
You know, it's just not a messy entanglement at all. They're just incorrect about that.
널 주시하지 않았다면 몰랐을 거야.
Alex had closely observed Joshua since his return to Ashgrove. He wondered when Joshua feels joy and when he despairs, as he seemed completely disinterested in everything. He wondered what lies at the core of the young man.
하지만 이젠 잘 모르겠어. 자길 미워하지 말아달라는 사람을 계속 미워하는 건 어려워.
Alex felt a stifling sensation that he could not easily explain. Uh-oh, feeling more regret for what you're doing, Alex? In a sudden fit of passion, he grabbed Joshua's arm. Joshua startled and raised his head as if he had been awakened from a deep thought.
여긴 안 돼. 네 방으로 가자.
Can you feel the horny energy leaking off of my skin?
No. 알았어.
Alright, I mean, fine. If we have to, we'll do it, but I want to go on record. I don't like doing this. It's a weird, maybe you're into it. I mean, we know you're into it, but like, maybe you're openly admitting you're into it, I guess. I don't know. As he closed the door shut, Alex pulled Joshua close and kissed him. Alright, well. We had a little bit of fun in there. Joshua became our little nymphomaniac sex little hoe, I guess. I don't know. Mind broken. After a few days, Jeremy was able to resume his normal daily routine. It is such a relief that the fever subsided swiftly. All thanks to Mr. Joshua and your father, who dedicatedly attended to you. Thank you, Joshua. I hear you barely slept while caring for me. Do not mind it. That reminds me. Miss Hawk heard Jeremy was ill and telegrammed that she will come visit him. Did she? But I'm all better now. She will be all the more happier to know that you have recovered. Be sure to show her your most healthy self. Well, there's Lawrence. We've been talking about it for a while. I guess I was just doing a normal voice for him. Excuse my interruption, but is the Miss Hawk you referred to the second daughter of Mr. John Hawk? Oh my god, and Edward. Indeed, we were discussing Miss Catherine Hawk. Mr. Hawk's manor is nearby, and our families have known each other for several years. Oscar writes to her sometimes. I believe you are acquainted with Miss Hawk, Mr. de Lafayette. Indeed, although Wake knows her better than I do. Actually, I'm better acquainted with her father than with herself. His advice on American investments are truly informative. Perhaps you are more better Is that proper English? Perhaps you are more better acquainted with his daughter, Edinek. More better? No, I don't think that's English. No. More better? No. You were trying to make it sound scandalous. Oscar was unresponsive to Alex's probe, but the information on his regular communication with a woman provided enough evidence. The prospective union of Oscar and Catherine Hawke was unsurprising in itself. In the absence of his mother, the mistress of the house, Oscar had taken charge of supervising his brothers and hosting the guests. Marriage should be a reasonable solution to reduce Oscar's duties and gain dowry. And Oscar was indeed a highly desirable husband in the eyes of most women. He was set to inherit a title, had a strong and healthy body, and a handsome chiseled face. At least aside from the eyes of a woman such as Catherine Hawke, she was, in many ways, a cut above the crowd. What, she's too good for him? Alex smiled as he looked forward to her visit. I guess Catherine Hawke is just too good for Oscar. I mean, I don't care. Oscar isn't that hot. The brothers, Alex and Lawrence, headed to the front entrance. Ew. Put your boobs away. It's the Victorian era.
Hello, gentlemen. I am delighted to see you again.
Catherine Hawke, the second daughter of John Hawke, greeted them, her voice chiming like silver bells.
Thank you for your warm welcome. Ah, and I see you have guests today.
Charmed to see you, fair as ever, Miss Hawke. I didn't expect to see you here, Miss Hawke. What a pleasant surprise.
Why, Mr. de Lafayette and Mr. Wake. Such a delight to see you again. And how do you do, Mr. Edinek?
How do you do, Miss Hawke? I am pleased to see you in good health.
Can Mr. Jeremy get up already? I was concerned to hear you were unwell. Thank you for your concern, Miss Hawke, but I've recovered now. Oh, I am so relieved to hear that.
Forgive me for interrupting you, but it wouldn't do to linger outside so long. Let us go inside. Luncheon began under a cheerful atmosphere. A great deal lively than usual? A great deal more lively? Should have been more lively. Catherine had spent a great deal of time in society and knew how to make pleasant conversation. She spun amusing experiences from Paris, and Lawrence added his own stories. The brothers laughed heartily. Oscar scolded his younger brother for laughing out too loud, but not as sternly as he usually did. Let Edward laugh! In fact, he seemed relieved to see the mood so relaxed for a change. After luncheon, the party went for a stroll in the gardens for digestion. Oh, that was loud. The sunny day was warm for February, and they walked to and fro on the garden lane. It's like we're in some kind of nature preserve. After walking idly for a while, Oscar noticed something was wrong. Where's Eddie and Jeremy?
Indeed, where are they? I think I saw them just ahead.
They were not the only ones missing. There was also no trace of Joshua and Lawrence, who had been trailing behind. I'll look for them. Alright. I guess we're gonna go have a scene with Joshua in the woods. Fine. Alex turned back, leaving the two behind. Ashgrove's garden was a typical English landscape garden, with numerous forking paths and dark bowers, perfect for visitors to lose their way. Well, they're not visitors, though. But Oscar, except for Lawrence. But Oscar did not stop Alex. He seemed to know that Alex was under no such risk, since he had played in the gardens for many years. Alex was about to turn in a flower bed when something from the bushes grabbed his arm and dragged him inside. What? What's Joshua up to? Oh, it's Edward. Oh my god, Edward. Oh my god, do you want to have sex in the bushes? Jeremy can watch, I don't care. Edward and Jeremy were hiding in the bushes. What sort of secret meeting is this? We're trying to help Oscar. Did I scare you?
But Edward, I don't think this is right.
Oh, you know nothing, Jeremy. I wager they can't even talk properly with a little boy like you around.
But...
Well, what's wrong?
A man and woman shouldn't be alone together before marriage.
Oh my god, Jeremy, I didn't know you were this... Just of laughter. What's so funny? Anyway, let's go to tea. Come on, Jeremy.
Alright.
Alex stopped suddenly in his tracks. Edward turned back, puzzled. What's the matter, Alex? I think I shall walk a little more to clear my mind. Fine then, we'll go on ahead and have the tea ready around him. He quickly discovered what he was looking for. A hidden path so narrow that two adults could not walk side by side. Alex entered the path and walked leisurely. I was just thinking, I'm assuming that on, what's the next game in this, what's the game after this called? Something Edward, Dear Edward? I'm wondering if, I'm assuming we won't see PPs in that game either, huh? I'm assuming. That's unfortunate. I want to see Edward's PP. Soon he could see Oscar and Catherine conversing before the pond.
So... enjoyable.
I guess he can barely hear? And thought delighted. Judging from their expressions, they seem to be getting along fairly well. Why are we spying on them? Then he heard the sound of footsteps and saw Theodore appear. He bowed and whispered something in Oscar's ear. Oscar excused himself and walked hurriedly towards the house. It might be some urgent matter. Theodore remained at Catherine's side until she motioned him to leave. Does she already notice we're here? For a while, Catherine looked at the pond idly, then turned around. I knew it.
It is impolite to peek at a lady, you know. Why don't you come out, Mr. Alex Wake?
Alex showed himself from the dark shade under the trees. But Adenik didn't notice me at all. When did you notice?
When a breeze carried your scent this way. None of the Baron's sons use that type of fragrance. What were you scheming there?
Just the destruction of the Adenik household, nothing more. Scheming? You misunderstand me. I'm but a pitiful young man desperate for a chance to talk to you alone.
Oh dear, then I suppose I must indulge you. Will you escort me until Mr. Adenik comes back? There were so many times I nearly lost my way in this garden.
With pleasure, Miss Hawke. Alex walked down the lane with Catherine, maintaining a step behind her. I truly did not expect to meet you here, Miss Hawke.
And neither did I, Mr. Wake.
But did it occur to you that it would be rather indiscreet to visit a house where the mistress is absent, and without your father accompanying you?
Actually, he was the one who sent me here. It seems he has made up his mind.
Interesting. May I inquire whom the fortunate young man is?
Ah, but it would be too dull if I tell you, would it not?
Contrary to her words, her actions revealed the answer. A man and a woman, both upper class, unmarried, and strolling through a garden without a chaperone could only mean one thing, that her fiancé-to-be was none other than Oscar Adenik.
I'm sorry to see you again at a time like this. I wish we could have a chance to learn more about each other.
I believe we know one another quite well enough. But then again, we are strolling with her alone as well. Without a chaperone. Of course, we don't swing that way.
Oh, so you have already grown tired of me.
Not at all. But if it is a gentleman's duty to help a lady conduct herself if she is soon to be engaged.
Ah, but no thank you, Mr. Wake. I don't believe I'll ever become some old-fashioned wife and mother.
She was right. It was an open secret that Catherine Hawke was known as the queen amongst scandalous women. Nobody, not even her father John Hawke, believed that marriage will tame her into a demure wife, content at home with her embroideries. Catherine smiled and pressed her fan to her cheek. Alex was slightly impressed that a woman in her early 20s was so skilled and natural in commanding the classical language of seduction. But do you have to be older before you can be more seductive? Then he heard something rustling from the hedge across them. But it did not matter whether somebody was watching. He had nothing to lose if the engagement broke off. Alex held her shoulder and drew her close to him. He watched the hedges closely as he savored the fresh scent of the roses. The witnesses left in a hurry, although I'm assuming that's Edward and, Jeremy. Although Catherine seemed unaware of their presence. Excuse me, but I have a rather urgent matter to attend to. I promise to compensate for it later. Will you allow my leave? So you're just gonna leave Catherine for dead out here?
And your urgent matter is?
To escape before your knight in shining armor arrives. Okay, I guess he's coming back.
Ah, but who knows whether he shall be my knight? But I shall forgive you on account of your future compensation. You may leave now.
Alright, well, I mean, I hope Oscar's back there, because she's dead otherwise. Making quick strides, Alex turned around the hedge and entered a secluded path, which led to a bridge overlooking a brook. Reminds me of the old days. Alright, I think it's been enough time. I kind of just want to see Alex try to destroy the household already. I mean, it's kind of been a while, and all we've really done was poke Joshua a couple times. I want to see him cause more discord and chaos in the Edenic household. That's kind of what I've been waiting for. Yeah, but I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye.